This is a story about a growing community and the charity that aims to create space for people to get together, make connections with people they wouldn't otherwise meet, welcome and include everyone, and learn to live well. Although Cringleford Hub has been hosting events since 2011 and running a website for the community since 2012, we have now been a registered charity for just over a year, and we're celebrating the first birthday of our social enterprise community cafe. So this seems like a great time to share more about what we've achieved and what we hope to do in the future. This also seemed like a good time to bang the drum for our fantastic volunteers, without whom we wouldn't exist. From admin behind the scenes to serving in our cafe, from building shelves to buying supplies, from baking wonderful cakes to writing policies, from face painting to mounting our photography competition entries, from writing press releases to delivering leaflets. We're grateful for everyone who has made the past year or so not only successful, but also fun and inspiring. Thank you. Becoming a registered charity was a big deal for us, because it showed that what we're about is not just a good thing in a vague sense, but is recognised as being for the good of the whole community. It got us to focus on exactly what we're about, and also made it possible for us to set up the community cafe. For lots of people, the cafe is the first place they bump into the hub, and that's an important reason why we do it. But the cafe isn't the whole of what we do. Right back at the beginning of the hub story, we ran curry nights, stitch group, pub quiz teams, an all-age art event, community picnics, a wine tasting and bake-offs. And currently there's book club, breakfast church, running group, willow tots and one-off events. Basically lots of events and activities so people get together and go a bit deeper in life, which is what we think helps people live well. And guess what? We have lots more plans and ideas for the future, but more on that later. So back to the cafe. The cafe is a space where you can bump into someone who you might never get to know otherwise. Toddlers and their families and older people who live alone eat together. Christians and Hindus bake together. Working mums and retired professionals and new grandparents share the work and supervise high school students together. Connecting, welcoming, going deeper in life. This first year we were given a grant from our district councillors to buy most of what we needed to launch, the rest being covered by the generous support of the church appeal. We were overwhelmed by the support of the community at our launch event. The circus activities, photography competition, mini monsters roadshow and face painting made for a memorable day. Since then we've set up all the policies that meant that when the food safety inspector came, we achieved a 5-star rating, a big achievement for a little start-up. We've made just enough money to take on our part-time cafe supervisor, the wonderfully creative and committed Zoe. We've tried different opening hours and menu options and have welcomed and trained over 40 volunteers. And who can forget feeding hundreds of National Grid engineers as they battled to restore the gas supplies to all the roundhouse homes? If an army marches on its stomach, then that workforce was definitely powered by our great coffee and bacon sandwiches. So what's next for the cafe? We're beavering behind the scenes to develop our relationship with the Willow Centre so we can make it our permanent home, making it more comfortable for our guests and less hard work for our volunteers setting up and closing down each time. And here's another opportunity for a big cheer for our volunteers. We do need to bring more people on board so we can expand our menu, do more catering for parties and hirers, and hopefully open more days in the week. So if you think you'd like to be part of the cafe team, helping to create this important space for others, learning new skills and making new friends, chat to Zoe. Our motto in the cafe is for the community, by the community, and we'd love you to join us in making a difference. Do you remember we said we had lots of plans? We'd love to help make Cringleford a dementia-friendly community and link up with Covell Court and the church who are supporting people and their carers. We'd like to set up a pay-it-forward scheme to make sure everyone can access the cafe, and we'd like to run some courses to support people in things like parenting. We've started a new activities team and we're putting together a programme of fun and creative events, celebrating the seasons and the diversity of our community. Things like Christmas and New Year, Chinese New Year, reviving the spirit of Jack Valentine in acts of kindness and encouraging recycling with swishing, to name but a few. So watch this space or speak to Heather if you're interested in getting involved. So we've written the first few chapters of the story about our growing community and all that's developing through the hub. Here's to the next chapter of working together to live well and love our community.